Well, wonderful. Good evening all together. Good evening, Vincenzo, and all the other guys. Warm welcome to our Admiral Markets Master webinar for Wednesday evening. It's a great pleasure for me to have you here in this webinar and to talk about the markets in this webinar. I hope you're doing good and you had a great week up to now. And thanks to my colleague to Admiral Markets for opening this webinar. Let's see what we can do in this webinar. So first of all, we start with the risk disclaimer. You know, trading with financial instruments offered by Admiral Markets carries a high level of risk, which is not suitable for all investors due to their complex nature. Before entering into client agreement or making a transaction, please make sure to read the terms and conditions of our service, and you know you are responsible for your own trading. So okay, that's great. So, and you know, since August last year, the regulation within the European Union differs between retail clients and professional clients. In this presentation, we use demo trading accounts where all clients could still use a high leverage in a risk-free environment. Before opening a live trading account, please consider the differences between retail and professional trading terms. This is the change leverage restrictions for retail clients, maximum 130 for Forex majors and 120 for other currency pairs and CFDs on indices and gold. Okay, you can choose between retail and professional clients. ESMA allows the recategorization of customers as professional clients if certain criteria are met. So why do you have to choose Admiral Markets as your own broker? Because we have the best index offerings, DAX 30, and of course, no minimum stop distances or requotes. That's really, really important. So one world global offers, you can choose Admiral Markets almost around the world. That's the most important slide, you know, as same procedure as every week, of course. Success, guys, is not a fantasy. It's a formula. You know, that's the template. We want to fit to every chart. If it fits, then we can make a trade. If not, then we have to avoid to make a trade. The probabilities are between 65 and almost 72% of probability that the trend continuation is more likely than a trend break. And you know, success is not a fantasy, it's a formula. It's the same in our rules. And of course, guys, you have to know that there are one option how you can survive in trading. Stick to the rules. You know that. And rule number 5 to 7 says, where are we in our trading? Where are we in the chart? Are we outside of the fair value zone? Are we in? And Fibonacci market profile shows us the targets, and the big picture should support us. And we use 3 templates for that we have a support by the daily chart, of course. Rule number 1 to 4 says how we can get into the trade. We need a trend. We need a young trend. The correction accumulation phase, you know that the correction has to run at least 38%. And then if we are in the correction zone, there must be occur a balanced candle in Heikin Ashi. Heikin Ashi is one of the easiest views at the chart. You only have 2 candles, trend continuation candle and a balanced candle. And such a balanced candle shows, okay, the movement is coming to an end, or the correction is coming to an end, and the trend continuation is more likely than a trend break. So, and that's, maybe you should realize that that's our 3 templates we use. First of all, we have a trend in the upper trend. Maybe we want to, signal chart is hourly chart. Then, of course, the daily chart is our big picture. And there, either we come out of the trend or we have divergence on the lower or the upper side. It's one of the strongest signals on the technical side, or we have a great support or resist very close to the current price. And with that in our mind, let's see what we can do in our trading. First of all, let's see about our working or current running trades right now. So maybe I have a surprise for you. Do you remember about our working trade in Aussie Swiss franc? That trade works since weeks right now, and Vincenzo is laughing. You know what happened? It's absolutely amazing. You know my 3 T's: trust the trend, of course. And look at this one. What's happened? We are almost in the plus. It's absolutely unbelievable. That's the point why I always said, oh my God, guys, come on. Rules. The trend is your friend. It's so easy. I know it's a boring system, but it's successful. I don't know what will happen with that trend, but it was worthwhile to hold on that trade and to hold on that emotions due all the time. Look, we started that trade on 13th of February. Now we have the 10th of April. Look at this one, where we went back into almost the plus right now. You can see we are in the plus with that trade. What do you think now? Do you believe me now when I say trust the trend and never intervene into a trade? That's the point. And very, very soon, I will start with a big project in the whole European trading world. It's called Clash of Titans, and there you can be attend. If you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, you will have some information very, very soon where I can show you for your own benefit how you can learn that during the whole week. So what's happened here? Look at this one, maybe. Let's repeat. It's absolutely amazing. We never break the rules. Movement, correction. Movement, then the correction. Then there was the balance candle. You know, that was the balance candle. We got inside of the trade here. And our first target is placed above at the point of control here. But after we got into the trade, the correction extends on the time frame, on the price frame to the side. And almost the trend broke there at the point 3. Let me show you. Almost, but not really. There was the last point 3. And if we have a close below the point 3, then the trend breaks. But we didn't break the trend because we didn't have a close below the point 3. I know that was really hard, and I know, and maybe you remember that I always tell you in every webinar, please take the stop or put the stop a little bit far away from the point 3. Not exactly. Very often the market tries to break the trend, but very often it didn't work. And here you have the great example how it can be possible if you hold on. That's a kind of human trading, guys. It's not about the market. The market tests you and how strong you are. If you are too weak, the market is stronger than you. And very often if it happens that you get out of the market and you were stopped out of the market, and exactly after that, and exactly at that moment you are out, the trend changes, rebounds, and strictly go in the side or in the direction you were placed before you were stopped out. Do you know that experience? I hate it. I made that experience so often in my trading career, and that's the point where I always said, take the stop a little bit far away from the point of control. Set your money management on the point of control for the point 3. Because if you have a close below the 0.3, then the trend is broken and the chance is over. So here you have the best example how it can works. Maybe we will reach the point of control here. If not, no problem. But now we are in the plus, and maybe it will be a winner. And of course, you can see on the lower side, the swap costs are on our side. That is really amazing. So this is one example how it can work if you trust the trend. And the next one, as you can see, is our trade in Euro Swiss franc. Look at this trade. Where is it? Where is it? Here is it. Look at this one. Do you see what happened? We are still engaged in that trade. What do you think? It's amazing, right? Look at this one. We never break the rules, and we trust the trend, guys. We trust the trend. What do you think? It's amazing. What should you say? It's amazing. It's incredible. Look at this one. What's happened? The trend were started here on the lower side. Movement, correction, movement, then the correction. And you see, there was the balance candles here. Then we got into the trade here. So our first target were normally placed red to red. But after we got into the trade, the correction extended to the lower side. In that case, we have to trail our first target from red to black here, because black to black, that's a system. That's rules, guys. That's really, really important. That's rules. So after we reached our first target, we trailed our stop always to the last 0.3. And you see a trend continuation, guys. That's the tenets of Charles Dow. A trend continuation is more likely than a trend break. And look where we have our final target at the point of control. And that's the reason why I always tell you, I will never be tired to tell you that 2 points. Trust the trend and trust the price. There are 2 informations you need for your, no indicators, no oscillators, only trend and price. You can see we were a long time in the lower green side, in the lower green side, and the price will always go back in most of the times, more than 90% of probabilities, or will go back to a fair price. And although we have the Mr. Draghi today, and although we have, we had the rate decision from today, nothing changed, 0 to 0 of the rate decision. Okay, the first reaction was very strong, the lower side, but the trend, you can see, the trend didn't break here, and now we are at next trend continuation. So, what do you think? Is that a rocket science? No, I guess it's not. But guys, why do so many traders failed in trading? The answer is really clear. It's not about the market. It's not about the trend. It's always about the human attitude, the expectations you have about the market, the hopes you have about the market. You are not strong enough to hold out all this movement and corrections, and so less traders can trust the trend. You see, but it works. And this is what I told to my clients. That's the benefit and the advantage of my DAO family. I help all my guys and my clients in my community to keep strong, to being strong, to trust the trend. It's easier if we can do that in a community and in consistently webinars during the whole week in a virtual trading room like my trading room here in the DAO family, to work together. It's easier. It's more nice than to work alone in front of the PC. You cannot ask someone, you have no one who make you strong, you price you, or something else. It's always better, and that's just one of the points how it can work. Look at this one, how many pips we catched in already. We started here, let's see, euro at 1.1196, and now we are at 1.1287. That means we have more than 100 points already, or 100 pips. So, and now imagine you have one lot. That means with one trade, 1,000 euros. Despot asthma, with asthma, only 1 to 30 leverage. It's enough. You don't need 500 leverage. It's not necessary. Look, with one trade, $1,000 if you use maybe one standard lot. And if you have a mini lot, it means 100. And look at the other one, Euro Swiss franc, and so on. That's the way you can be successful in trading. Okay, there's another trade working. Look at this one. We started it by the expert advisor. You know, I work with the expert advisor at MetaTrader 4 here. And look at this one. Here what happened. That was the trend. So let me draw it for you. So that was the trend. You see movement. No, we started here. Sorry. We started here. Movement, correction, movement. Then you can see here the green arrow. And then we got into the trades. And then we are on track. And first of all, red to red. So you see the correction ends here at red at 61% of Fibonacci. Then that's the Dow Fiber Pro system. And the first target is placed here, red to red. Now we went into a little bit sideways phase, and now we are still on track. And at that red, at the extended version of Fibonacci, 61%, I will take out the half of the position. Then I'm out of the risk, and I'm very calm of myself. And after that, it's more easier that to trust the trend. So you see, the correction ends, and that's the very first exception, or the one and only exception, where it is allowed to make trades in the red zone. Normally, we don't make trades within the red zone. Only you have a trend, and the correction ends exactly at the point of low. Or in a short version, the correction ends at the point of high to go short. Here, that was the only exception. You see, the point of low were always like a support. And now you know, I always tell you, trend and price. It's really easy. The other things is about yourself. It's a human factor, guys. It's not a rocket science. You can cope that challenge. You can cope it. You are absolutely able to cope that challenge. But you have to learn it. And maybe, in my opinion, you need a coach for a specific time, not for always. You are not stupid. You are a smart guy. Only just for a specific time to get on track. So now what should we do? Nothing. We are into the trade. We are in. Now we have to trust the trend. We will get out the half of the position at the 61% of Fibonacci, and the rest we should work. We let the market decide how much money we will get. The final target is placed at the point of control here. So, and that's one of the other things, never intervene into a trade. Either the price is going to the stop, okay, that's all. You have to accept sometimes a no of the market. But every no of the market, of course, based you stuck to the rules, always. That's the condition. That's the requirement, you know. But every no of the market brings you closer and closer to the next yes of the market. So trust it. Stop seeking for the Holy Grail, guys. There doesn't exist the Holy Grail in trading. It's up to you. The Holy Grail, guys, is in yourself. The Holy Grail is in you. You are the Holy Grail, because you can be a superstar in trading. Focus on really easy things. You know the KISS system. Keep it simple and stupid. And trend and price is stupid. It's a boring system. But always, if you are too emotionally in trading, if you are too excited in trading, it cannot be successful. Because after excitement is very close to actionism. And if you have actionism, you will always intervene into the trade. You will run after the trade. You will run after the price. You don't have any rules. And the most important thing, guys, is stick to the rules always. And I trust you, and I bring you the proof week by week. Okay, let's see a little bit about the markets for Dow Jones right now. And you know, today will nothing happen. Why? We expect at 8 o'clock our FOMC minutes, and we will see what the market will open or publish then. And the market today is waiting for that FOMC minutes at, I guess, 8 o'clock p.m. German time. And you can see at the minute price here we have, that's the Dow Jones in the minute time frame, and you can see after we opened this afternoon at 3:30, the price went sharply down, and since then we are circling around the point of low here, and nothing happened since yet, and there will nothing happen because the market is waiting for the FOMC minutes and the result of that meeting. Let's focus on new trading ideas in this Master the Markets webinar. And you know, I tell you something beside of trading. Why? In this webinar series, I hope we can make it through the whole year, because I want to guide you through your trade to you, and I want to encourage you to your own trading success. Maybe you can tell me something, and maybe you can write me an email if you want. My email address, office@dowhow-trading.com. Maybe you can send me an email with your own experience. If it's helpful, or send it to Admiral Markets. It would be a great pleasure and honor for me if you send an email to Admiral Markets if you are satisfied with that webinar, and if you learned something about that. Or maybe I can help you to keep stable, or to make stable, your trading stable. And it would be a great pleasure for me, and I would be happy if you send Admiral Markets such an email, or maybe to me. So let's see the other ones. Euro US dollar. So you can see that trend broke to the lower side because we have the rate decision. Nothing happens. 0 to 0. The ECB keeps the rate at 0. So finally nothing happens, but the market had the reaction very strong to the lower side. But now you can see we have a great rebound. So I guess they catched all the stops on the lower side, and now we are still on track. You know, look at this one. The point of control here is placed at 130.57 in the hourly chart. Maybe you can draw the trend a little bit bigger. Let me see how I can draw it for you. So you see movement, correction, movement, and now deep in the correction, and now we are on track to the trend continuation. The point of control is placed here, as you can see. So what happens this afternoon? Basically, nothing. Truly nothing. It was only a correction. no more, no less. And now we are on track to continue the trend. But maybe you draw the trend a little bit smaller, then you had a trend break, and we cannot go inside of that trade. So it's not a currency pair I would trade right now. Under that condition, look at the daily chart, and here you can see there was a great support here at round about 111, 112, and this is now the third time the market rebounds here exactly in that support zone, and will go back to the point of control. The point of control in daily chart is placed at 130.99. That's almost 140. 14 here, and we will see. But maybe you can see why I always say don't make trades inside or within the red zone. It's already a fair price. The market doesn't want to make trades there. It's already a fair price, and yeah, as you see, we are very close to the point of control, and you see nothing happens. Basically, nothing happens. So let's see some other ones. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. As I told you since weeks, be careful. Basically, it's positive because we are in the green lower zone. The point of control is placed at 100.370. We have a lot of space to go up to the point of control here. But against that information, you can see on the lower side here, the seasonals shows us very low prices. In the next, what should I say? In the next 27 days here. So maybe we can think about a long trade in the next few weeks, and let's see what we can do in hourly chart. And here you can see nothing to do. Nothing. Look at this one. Basically, we had an information about the market. We are in the lower green zone about the big picture. You know, we need the support by the big picture, and we have a lot of space to go up to the point of control here. The seasonals shows us falling prices. What's the meaning of the seasonals? The seasonals shows you a level, the average of the last 5 years. What's happened at specifically this month, these days, in average, the last 5 years. And the big money, the smart money, have a great impact to the market, guys. And the big smart money very often trades about seasonals, about the rate decisions, you know, but very often about the seasonals. So this is a very important information. So basically, we have a lot of space to go up to the point of control. The seasonal says in average, last 5 years, at the next days, the next few weeks, we go down. Sorry. And now look at the hourly chart where we are there. We are in the upper green zone, far away from the point of control. So based on the seasonals, based on the hourly chart, it's better to avoid make long trades there. Maybe we can trade a little bit to the lower side. But currently we have a long trend right now. So we have to wait for a short trade, maybe. So, but it's not a need to have a trade in this currency pair right now, of course. Maybe due the rest of the week. So let's see, Euro Canadian dollar. In daily chart, of course, where we are. So you see, we cannot make a trade there because we are circling around the point of control. It's very close. That's the reason why I always said no trades here in that currency pairs. We can close it. What's about Euro British pound? Let's see daily chart first. So you see, let's see here. So you see the stabilization, and we went back to the point of low, to the fair price, of course, and you know, that's not the first information I give you. If we come from above to the point of flow, the point of flow is working very often like a resist. And you can see since 4 days, we were not able to cope that challenge of point of flow. And the seasonal shows us a little bit lower prices and a sideways phase. So I guess we will see that it's very hard to cope and to, how should I say, to conquer this challenge or this point of low. And in hourly chart, let's see, in hourly chart, there makes no sense to make trades because you see where we are. Of course, we are in a long trade, on a long trend, but the correction went really, really deep and almost we have a trend break. But look where the price went back, where? Point of control. And now you see why this is so important to work with trends and the price information. No more, no less. It's really easy. If you can cope that challenge, you have a big, big chance to be a successful or to become a successful trader. Maybe not today, maybe not this week, but on a long-term distance, it is absolutely possible that you be a part of the 2% of traders that will be successful in trading during 1 year. And I can give you that information. It's allowed for me. Look at this one. I want to show you what my community did. And in the last month. So let me show you. This is the trading statistic in percent. So we closed in March, and you can see the average of our winners. We are more than 7% since January. From January to March, we are in the average of every trader of my Dahao community. We are more than 7% in the plus. And of course, in some, we have more in March, 84% of traders. So the highest winner, one of my clients, the highest winner from January to March is more than 40%. It's amazing, that guy, but he does nothing different to all the others. Yes? He stuck to the rules always. Absolutely always. Okay, he is able to make more trades, but he never failed and he never break the rules because I'm his boss, I'm his coach, and I work with him very, very close. So, and that's my average that's my result, my own result of March. And yes, I guess we are very satisfied with that. And listen, guys, that's my mission on that planet. That's my purpose of my existence. I know the way. Based on my own experience, I know the way how you can become a successful trader. And that's the purpose of my existence. I have to show, that's my responsibility. I want to show you the way. And here you can see how it works. And this is the evidence that it works if you stick to the rules and if you follow my advice. It's not a guarantee, of course not, because it's up to you, of course. The rules are fixed. My advices are based on a lot of 20 years experience. But if you can make sure that you stick to the rules, that you make personal development, and you know there's no trading success without personal development. That's really, really important. And that's one of my focus topics in my community, that we talk about every day, about how you can process forward in your own personal development. Because trading is a special challenge. You have to change your mind, guys. It's not enough to make trading. It requires a mind changing, of course. And that's the big challenge in trading. So let's see what we can do. And here you can see we have another great trading information, and this is New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. You see we had a trend that makes the expert advisor automatically. So you see, first of all, we have this trend, and then we were in the correction, and you see black to black. Here was the balance candle here, and with this candle we could go into the trade. But now you can see black to black. That's the reason I didn't make that trade, because there was too less space from get into the trade to my first target, almost 3 or 4 pips. That's too less. That makes no sense. And additionally, we are within the red zone now with our entry. That's a little bit bad, and that was the reason I don't let the automatically system, the expert advisor, works with that. It's only a signal that I could see, there was a signal or there is a signal, but it's too bad. It's within the red zone, and I have too less space between entry and my first target. And so you can see how it works and how I use my own expert advisor. It's only a tool. It's not the holy grail. This expert advisor just transfer my rules, trend, young trend, in the correction at least 38%, and then a balance candle, and then rule number 5, red to red, green to green, black to black. But it's my job to make sure that it makes sense to pull on this expert advisor in that chart. And that's the reason why I didn't set this expert advisor in that trade, because here it makes no sense. So let's see. Do you have any questions about that? Let me know. We just have we have to work with 5 minutes to the end. If you have any questions, otherwise I will show a little bit through the markets, and maybe we have a look at oil. Let's see how it works there. So this is Brent, and here you can see another example how it works with the trend. You see movement, correction, movement, correction, and movement. You see it's always the same, guys. Trend continuation is always more likely than a trend break. And now the season shows us up, but we are in the green upper zone, and in the green upper zone I don't make long trades. In the upper green zone, I want to go back to the point of control. And in the lower, I want to go up back to the point of control, but not here. Here, it makes no sense. Let's see about gold. Okay, Aldo, do you approach risk management differently when trading an index or commodities? No, not in my opinion, Aldo, because look, my trading based only on rules. I don't care about the market. It doesn't matter if I trade gold or index or commodities or energy or metals or something else, or currency or shares or futures or whatever. It's more important that the market is liquid, that we have a big liquidity, that we have a lot of money into the trade, like currency or futures or something else. If you want to survive in trading, and if you want to become a successful trader, it's more important that you have rules. It's not necessary that you use my rules. My rules are one of the easiest rules ever. You can, but you need a statistically proven positive system, of course, that's your job. Or you trust my rules. But that's the information, what you need. Independent from the underlying, independent from the market you want to trade, stick to the rules and repeat it and accept the result the market will give to you. but I would never change the risk money mentioned. I always risk almost or no more than 1% per trade. So I can see how much margin I have left, and then I see 1% I can risk. I never rise up depending on the market. I wouldn't do that. That's just my advice for you. But it's just only my opinion. You know, everybody can do whatever you want in the market. I hope that was the right answer you asked for. Okay, that's gold. Where we are in gold, it's an interesting situation here. What happened here in the last days? You see, we went up to the point of high, and then back to the point of control, and up and back to the point of control, and everything happens within the red zone. Here you can see one of the examples where I always tell you, come on, let's trade out from the red zone. Let's trade in the green zone, back to the point of control, but never within the red zone. That makes absolutely no sense. You see up and down and up and down and up and down. It's senseless to make trades here in such a trade. So let's see, last market for today. It's NASDAQ, and here we are. You see, trend continuation is always more likely than a trend break. In NASDAQ, I wait for a rebound. I guess that we will test the last highs here. I guess we will do 7,701 points here, that we want to test this triple high here, and then the market will go back, or at least in a correction, to the lower side. Okay, guys, that's all for today. I told you a lot of things in psychology and some trading, and my only advice for you is see trading like a job, like a pilot job or a doctor's job or a lawyer job or whatever you do. It's like a job, and no one can learn a job during one day or do one webinar or two webinars. It's not enough. See it like a job, and a job you can learn during 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Then you have a big challenge, a big chance to become a successful trader. That's really important. Guys, I hope we will see us next week again in Wednesday evening, 6 o'clock, and then we talk about the next markets and about some trading ideas. You can watch this video again on YouTube channel of Admiral Markets or on my channel, of course. And yes, thanks for your time, guys. Thanks to my colleague from Admiral Markets to open this webinar. I wish you a great evening wherever you are, a great night, a great day. And if you have questions, ask Admiral or send me an email, whatever you want. There's no secrets I have to hide to you. Take care and be careful about your thoughts, because you know your thoughts are the beginning of your actions. Bye-bye and enjoy the rest of your day.